All right, guys, I'm here at Winnebago, and this year's best product for me, at least, it's this. This is the Solis Pocket, the B version with the bathroom in the back, and it's just amazing. I will have Amy from Winnebago to give us an amazing tour, so let's go.
Hi, I'm Amy from Winnebago, and I'm here to introduce the new T36B, which is our new Solis Pocket. So we now have two. We have the A with the Murphy bed in the back, or we have the B with the bathroom in the back. A couple of high-level things is this is our first Solis with an optional lithium system. We have a really awesome multifunctional dinette that's my favorite, and then that bathroom in the back. So let's kind of check it out. So you can see right now we're set up in couch mode, and this is a 6'6" couch, so plenty of room for entertaining, even in a small 17-foot van. To set this up into dinette mode, if you want to sit down and have a formal dinner or get some work done, you can just tilt those cushions up. Bring the table up, and now you have plenty of space to work. If you need to get a little bit more work done, you can actually flip that table open, and now I have twice as much space. This does make up, as you saw, into that couch, which can also double as a twin-size bed, or you can sit 4 people by just simply extending the seats and lowering those cushions. So now you can have a dinner party. If you want to catch a quick couple of Z's when you're on the road, you can flip this up, and now you have a nice little lounge system and any combination in between. This can even make up into a double-size bed. When you lower the table, make this so you can get in here a little bit better. So back in dinette position, pull that black handle and lower the table down. Extend this rear section forward. Flip open your table here, and it will rest to support. And then pull out this front section here. To make a double-sized bed that's 6'6" long.
Oh my God.
And pretty easy. If you don't want to make up the bed every day, you can still use a twin bed without having to do that and just leave it up all the time, because I know that's a really make or break thing when you live in a van. So the big ones are 2-person dinette, 4-person dinette, your chase lounge, which would come all the way to the door there. So you have your 2-person dinette here. You can have your 4-person dinette just by extending those seats. You can have it set up as a couch, which would also be your twin bed. You can flip that up and have your sectional mode. You can extend it all the way and have your entire chase lounge mode, or you can even do 2 3-point seat belts back here. So drive 4 people. To do that, you extend your seat base here. We have this cushion so that you don't get your legs caught, and that locks into the galley on this side. So once that's locked, this is not going anywhere. So safe for kids, safe to 3-point seat. We have this nice patented system here that passed all seatbelt pulls. And like I said, this is not going anywhere. To release it, simply press this button here, and it comes right out. When you have that, so you can kind of see what I'm doing here, you have seatbelts like in a minivan, black to black, and then red to red right here. Super easy, and you have 2 positions there.
And you designed this, correct?
I was one of the team members, but it was a big dream to be able to have a bathroom, but still a nice comfy bed. We have our WindSleep foam inside of these cushions, so it's a dual layer. So you get a nice sleeping position, a bathroom, and you still have that pocket dinette there.
And I see that in such small space, you have a lot of storage units, like a lot of cabinets everywhere. And also like a little cubby right here with a lot of
There's even
power outlets. That's fantastic. And standard to gas burning stove, a sink, here a refrigerator with a freezer. So this is an entry level, as I assume, right?
Yep, entry level is where our Solis lands, and so this one is a really comfortable base price to get into the van life. And then if you wanted to upgrade that package to a lithium system, you can. And that's a 5 kilowatt system, so you can run your air conditioner without being plugged in and boondock till your heart's content.
This is the EcoFlow version, correct?
Yep.
Oh wow, this is amazing.
So you can see your available power here, and you can even see the temperature of your batteries. So if you're parked in the south, you can know if things are getting a little too hot or too cold. You can see all of your individual inputs, so our alternator, our solar, our shore power, and you can even see how much shore power we're taking in right now at the show. And for outputs, you can control your AC and DC power. So if I had the lights on, which you can see there, and I turned off my power, the lights go out. So it's a really easy way to control the system, and you don't really need to know much about, I don't know anything about electrical engineering, so you can be very naive and run this system really easily. So we have an AC in here, and if you have the optional lithium system, you can run that without being plugged in. If you don't, it still comes with 2 AGMs and you can run that one being plugged in. But say that you have the lithium, so you can run your AC. It's 11,500 BTU. And that's plenty for a 17-foot size van, but you can take this space and make it even smaller because you can shut that bathroom door because the bathroom doesn't have to be cool, and you can hang your rear annex curtain to block off the cab. So you've basically cut your length in half now, and you have what is 7-8 foot space to cool. So you can cool this van very quickly and very efficiently. And if you want to monitor that to really make sure you know what you're doing, on that EcoFlow screen through the lithium system or on the app, you can actually see what your draw is. So you can see like, okay, with my current usage at low cool or high cool, I'm getting X amount of days or hours left. Then you can decide whether you want to crank up the power or maybe tone it down a little bit to preserve energy. So the first thing is we have this really nice door. So you can actually block off the space. You're not living in your bathroom and your bathroom isn't in your living space. So it feels really comfortable. Plenty of headroom. I have an actual wardrobe like cabinet here so I can do my makeup, or gentlemen can shave or whatever. And we even have power for all of that here. If you need to plug in a blow dryer, electric shaver, or toothbrush, all the storage for that in here, as well as a kind of quick catch-all, which is where all my stuff goes because I'm unorganized. A little bit of a basin here, so when somebody's in the kitchen, you still have a place to brush your teeth, wash your hands, and not have to go into the galley, which honestly I've found it's kind of half and half whether people like the bathroom sink or not. So this is an option for those who do. One of the big things is this toilet. We have mixed feelings across the van community of cassette versus black tank, portable versus fixed. In this unit, we decided to go with a portable cassette. It's still tall enough that an adult can sit on it without feeling like a child or feeling like they're trying to save space. So it's a comfortable height, but it's all self-contained. So if you wanted to take this out because, like me, you're a big snowboarder and you want this as your gear locker, you can simply unlock the toilet and take the whole thing out. So now you have a gear locker for all of your stuff.
Or even if you're showering and if you don't want to be in your way, you could take it inside and then you have double the space for showering.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
One of the pieces of feedback was this handle. And I didn't think about it because for me, I just hop up there. But this is a pretty big step. And otherwise you're gonna be trying to grab on like a flat face or on the toilet or heaven forbid on some of the hardware. So they made the point that it'd be really nice to have a handle to just give you that little extra grab point to get up into the back. And that's just one of the many examples in here that we got from customers. So this was a really great collaboration between our owners, between some of the model shop that we had working on it, and then between our line as well. We kind of got all the pros and cons from what we were doing. And this is where your propane tank is. So instead of having to go and get your propane filled, you can go to a gas station, a Walmart, and get this canister. And you might think, well, that's kind of tight to get in there, or I can't see what the knob reads. So you just simply unbuckle these latches on either side, open that up, And then just tilt that down. Fully supported. You can read everything, make sure your fittings are on tight, and it's at a comfortable height now that you can get that out. So for safety purposes, if you needed to turn that tank off when it's in the upright position, you can reach in here without having to get inside of the van and turn that off or turn it on. So it gives you that little added safety benefit there. If you want to shower outdoors, or if you just want to have a little extra living space, because 17 foot, I mean, that's smaller than my truck. So you can just pull that up. There's a pin right here that you take out, put those two pieces together, and then just insert that pin back through. And we have an added curtain that goes up here. So now you can either have twice the bathroom space, or you just have this little extra living space back here. You want to hang wetsuits? Here's an outside towel bar. So just
or
really
shower outside.
Yeah,
and
that
enjoy the stars or the sun. And a lot of cubbies.
We have a molly panel here to hang whatever you need to, whether that be hoses or whatever. And we included our Solis pack. So if you needed to do outdoor grilling utensils.
So with all these innovations, so no black tank,
Nope.
no gray tank. Do we have a gray tank?
We have a gray tank, and that's inside of this cabinet here.
So it doesn't freeze.
Correct. Everything's up inside of the vehicle. And because of that, like you said, no freezing. But also that means that there's nothing under the van. So you have this stock Ram clearance under this entire van.
And what's the capacity of the freshwater and the gray tanks?
20 gallons each. And then black tank, even though it's not an official black tank, is this bottom section of the cassette, and that's 5.5 gallons. So still very sizable. On the back here, there's this handle. You pull that, and the top, which is your freshwater, comes off. You would bring this to your dump station, turn this to go and dump in your toilet or your dump station. This is a vent to help it drain a little bit easier, and then you just pour it. They have their show pricing here at $99, $9.95. So get Vanlife started early.
This is fantastic. Well, Amy, thank you so much, and kudos to you for your design abilities, what you packed into this small vehicle. Love it, excited for it, and thank you for everything.
Thank you.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. Until the next time, see you on the road. Hello and welcome to the channel. This is Where Are We Going, and I'll be touring the Roadtrek Pivot with Mary from Fretz RV. You know Mary from my previous videos. We did a great tour of the Renegade Vienna, so I'll be shutting up. She'll take the show. Let's start.
Hi, I'm Mary from Fretz RV, here with Isaac today to go over the Roadtrek Pivot, all new for Roadtrek in 2024. They did a great job here again on the Ram 2500 chassis, and we love Roadtrek here at Fretz RV. We've been partners with them for a long time. We're the oldest Roadtrek dealer in the country. Roadtrek's been around for 50 years, and we've been around for 78. But let's take a little tour of the Roadtrek Pivot here on the Ram chassis. Very nicely equipped. You have the fog lights and good running lights up top. And we love the Ram chassis because we have these big entry steps. So when you open this door, you get a nice big step that comes out. You can put your whole foot on to get in and out. And we have 3 of these steps around the whole van, which is great. We love that in the Ram chassis. Coming back here, we do have our Truma heater. And then down here, we do have our 30 amp shore power hookup, and we have our cable hookup. And right inside here is the macerator and a traditional 3-inch dump. So Roadtrek is the only B van offering a macerator. So even though this is a cassette toilet, Roadtrek is still giving you the macerator to pump out your gray water. So you just pull your lever here, put this into the tank, and then there's a button to push inside the driver's door there to make the pump do the macerating. So you do have that here, and then you have your the fresh water drain here too. So this is to drain the fresh water out of the tank. That's for your gray tank. But in here, we also do have a cassette toilet in this unit. So this is easy to take to the dump. You're just going to pull this out, take it to any bathroom or a dump receptacle, and just dump it out using this little spout right here. So super easy. A lot of people love that cassette toilet. You're going to fill up your fresh water tank right here. This is something I didn't mention before. Roadtrek has 37 gallons of fresh water. So they're giving you the most fresh water tank in the B-van industry also. Back here we do have a nice outside shower. So you can shower here with hot and cold running water, and this just unlocks with your key, and you have a good outside shower that you can rinse off before you go inside the van. These do have a nice 360 door that comes all the way around, which is going to give you a nice living space in the back here. This door also will swing all the way around, but our awning's up there right now, so we don't want to go too far. Back here we do have a nice 2-inch hitch receiver with the 4 and 7 pin wiring harness goes right in here. And this also will tow 3,500 pounds and can hold about 350 on the hitch itself. You have your outside water receptacle here. So when you're going to hook up to city water, that's going to go right in here. And then that looks like it's it for the back, because they moved a lot of things around to the side on this one. Up here we do have when you're going to hook up to that city water, you're going to select what version you're doing, either city fill, your normal operation, or your winterizing. So all you do is flip these valves to put them into the position you need depending on what you're doing. And that's just access there to the water pump for when you winterize. But you can also store a few things in there. Look at all the great storage back here. So you have plenty of storage all the way through here. And these are nice positive latches that are going to latch and keep these cabinets closed as you're going down the road. You have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cabinets and 3 sets of drawers here. Great amount of storage. These can be your 2 single beds, or this can be 1 full bed. Just pull this across, you get a nice big king size bed, and you fill in with this big cushion up here. You also have the great roll down screen system back here. So you can roll the screen down, have these doors open your side door, put the screen down, open your windows, put the screens down, and you also have a whole house fan in here that's going to draw the air through and make this comfortable living even without your air conditioner. But you do have your True Movante air conditioner in here if it's hot out.
And I see another storage right here.
Storage one there.
Very nice, deep.
Nice deep storage
and tall. It goes all the way up, actually.
All the way up to the top. Yep, all the way up there, and all the way out to the end here. Beautiful. So it's a nice big storage compartment. They optimized every inch for storage in here. Beautiful. It is beautiful. When we come around the side here, look at this big, beautiful awning. So this does have the arms you can put out. You can take these arms and you can put them in the ground out here if you want to prop that awning up and have it out further. So a big, beautiful awning on the side of here. And then we do have the porch lights. So at night, you do get a little light under your awning, which is nice to have. And Roadtrek does a great job with these big automotive glass windows all the way around, and then the openings. So it looks nice as you're going down the road. You don't just have little chunks of plastic on the side. So it's a nice, beautiful view in there. Again, here's that nice big step to get in and out of the coach. And we have that up here on this door too. So it comes out just like this when you open the door. And this does the same thing when you open and close the door. You can turn that on or off for camp mode. So if you want it out all the time, we're at the campsite, you can do that. And then right down here is where you're going to fill up your liquid propane. So you have your liquid propane fill right down here. And then as we step inside, we have this nice expandable table here that you can expand out. So you can sit 2 people here, and you can sit 2 up front, and you can have a nice conversation 4 people together. You do get seat belts in here, 2 shoulder belts in this seat, which is a nice added addition, and 2 seat belts up front. So if you're not just using this for camping, we're going to take the kids to school during the week, they can sit right here with shoulder belts, and they'll be nice and safe. This table just stows away if you don't want to use it in this position. This piece tucks underneath, but you do also have great storage up here too. So you have your big storage pizza oven, we call it, up here. We have nice size cabinets here with the nice hinges to keep them open when you're loading and unloading the cabinet. And then these do have the positive latches, so when somebody's sitting here, nothing's gonna fall on them out of the cabinet. And then you have a beautiful countertop here, nice white quartz countertop with some sparkle in it, a nice deep sink here, and then you do have a nice expandable faucet that has a spray feature also. Coming back to here, you have your induction cooktop, which is great. Doesn't add extra heat while you're cooking. It's just heating the food inside the pan. And then you do have some nice size drawers here. Roadtrek's construction is wonderful. That's your air pump and your books for the unit. But Roadtrek's construction of this is wonderful. You have a nice little pantry here, hard to see from your side.
Beautiful. Again, we are in Class B.
That is right. Just a Class B van, you get a good sized pantry. And a nice refrigerator here with a little freezer section. So you have that. Nice pull-out drawer on the bottom, which makes it easy to access what you have in there. A nice sized microwave up here. Oh, door opens here. You have all your easy controls right here, so it looks beautiful here. And you also have a little storage compartment right next to it, which is nice. So they're using every inch for storage. Also up here we have our countertop extension. Just pop it up and you can have extension. So it gives you nice workspace from here, and then you can even work off the table here. So you have lots of kitchen area. Plus you're engaging with the people outside while you're here at the kitchen. It's nice to have it on this side of the coach. Let me just put the countertop extension back down. We do have some USB ports and 110 outlets and a 12-volt charger here. And then coming back here, Roadtrek does give you these beautiful pillows to go along with your bedding here. But again, nice size storage back here. This is a nice size storage compartment. Your inverters down there and some other things. So you can't store too much in here, but you do have some shelf and put some things on. On this side though, is where you get all those big, beautiful shelves. And then 3 drawers here again. Soft close, nice construction, all wood construction there. And then another 3 shelf system here. And as we come up a little higher, we have this huge compartment where you can hang clothes in here, which is a nice storage compartment. And then great storage in all of these cabinets here with the positive hinges and the latching systems. Nice storage. And all of these do have the positive latches, so you just push that, they'll lock, they won't open while you're traveling down the road. You do have a nice size bed here. This cushion comes off of here, so you could sleep 2 twins like this, or all you have to do is pull this extension across, fill in with this cushion, and you'll have 1 big king size bed here. So here we have it in the king bed. So you might want to put your feet up here so you're not hitting your head on the cabinet, but you have a beautiful full-size king bed in here, which makes a great place. And you know what, if you have a pet with you, he's going to be happy sleeping underneath the bed, so he'll be happy down there. We also have our Truma Avanta air conditioner. So the latest innovation from Truma, this Truma Avanta, is a quiet air conditioner, and it will run off of the 600 amp hours of lithium in this coach. Now, Roadtrek's one of the starters in the industry to introduce lithium. They've been doing it for a long time now, but they're at 600 amp hours this year. You have an under the hood generator to recharge those batteries. They have a 3,000 watt inverter, so they do a great job with lithium and how to recharge it. Another advantage to this coach is this bathroom. And this is the reason it's called the Pivot, okay? First of all, we do have this nice stainless steel door that comes across, looks beautiful. You do have a mirror here, but look inside this bathroom. This is a cassette toilet, but there's plenty of room in here to come in, do your business. You can use your sink, brush your teeth, do whatever you need to do. But then when it's time to shower, you're gonna pull this little extension across, and look at that, you're covering up all that stuff. So you're standing in the shower here, and you're showering in here, and you're not getting your toilet and your sink all wet. So this is kind of a dry bath. So this is the best of both worlds in this little B-van. So it gives you a nice space to do what you need to do there. Then just flip it back, and you have your dry side.
There's a lot of storage in that small bathroom.
There is. Yeah, there's storage in here. And then you have all of these compartments for storage, and you have more up here. So it is a great little bathroom with a big idea.
Very nice.
That's right. Yeah, it's great. So this is a beautiful coach. We also have TV up here. This TV does come out. It pivots. It can come all the way around like this, so you can see it from the bed area. And this coach is run by the Firefly screen. So Firefly is used in a lot of different ways. We do have our home screen here. So we're on our home screen. We can turn our lights on and off right here from the home screen, but we can go into the lighting screen, and each of these lights in here is dimmable. It has the up and down arrow. So great feature to have. We have bright, beautiful lights, but we can also dim them all. We also have a snippet of the climate. Yes, it's 102 degrees in here today. Isaac and I are staying cool though.
All for our viewers.
Yes, it's all for you guys. And then we do have all of our tank readouts here, and you turn your water pump on here, and this is where you're going to turn your batteries on. One thing I want to point out about the Roadtrek and all the Roadtreks is when you're plugged in, you want to have your inverter on, because that's how the batteries charge, which is a little different than some other brands. So something to keep in mind on Roadtrek. But when you're using the coach, you're going to have your batteries on and your inverter on. And then if it's plugged in, that's going to be recharging back those batteries. And this is where we extend and retract our awning. We do have our climate control here. So this is where we can control our heat and our air conditioning right in here. And then we don't have any air conditioning on, but we got a good breeze today, even though it's 102. And then we do have our settings screen here. So everything can be controlled right from here. So this is a great Firefly system. Forgot to mention that down here we do have a 110 outlet also. And then we do have some heat vents all around the floor in here, the little black circles that you see. And there's our carbon monoxide and liquid propane detector down there. But beautiful windows in this coach also. These windows open on the side here. And then we do have screens that will come across to keep the bugs out. And then we do have the nice insulated shades that go across to keep the heat and the sun out, or to keep it warm in the winter.
So there you have it, this little tour of this beautiful Roadtrek Pivot. Amazing bathroom, by the way. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Welcome to the channel. This is Isaac Angel. You're watching Where Are We Going? I'm at OCRV show in Ocean City, Maryland, and I'm in front of something very unique. It's going to be the first time in my channel, a Westfalia Wave. It's a Class B, and I have Dan with Beckley's RV. He will give us a tour, and I'll just gonna turn the camera to him, and let's start the show.
Hey everybody, I'm Dan Saboyan with Beckley's RVs. We are a family-owned dealership in Maryland, and today we are proud to have on display the Westfalia Wave. A lot of you may have been familiar with the Westfalia name in the past with the old Westies, and we're proud to have it back in North America for the 2025 model year. The really unique thing about this motorhome is that it's going to be able to have sleeping for 5 to 6 people, including with the pop-top. You still will get a side awning as well. And then they have a patented design bench seat in the center, which we'll talk about in a little bit, which converts into a bed. But you also still get 2 seat belts there with shoulder harnesses, and it also has the child seat anchors as well. Those of you that are looking for a small footprint, 20-foot, 9-inch long motorhome that's easy to drive, it's fully featured chassis, meaning that you have a 360-degree camera. You're going to have all the lane departure and blind spot assist features as well. So it's very comfortable and easy to drive. Be able to sleep more than 2 people, have the pop top, yet still get the awning. This could be a great option for you. Additionally, in the rear of the coach, it has a garage style setup where you can put larger items. If you have bicycles or e-bikes, they even have electrical outlets back there. You can store them there. There's a center section in the aisleway, which I'll show you in a little bit, which can be removed. So if you have a longer paddleboard or a kayak, you can bring those along with you as well. So it gives you a lot of flexibility, and the versatility is something that we really appreciate. So as we view the rear of the coach here, you can see what I was describing earlier with the garage area. And obviously the bed will push forward to give you all of the height that you might need for your larger, taller items. The centered section here with the louvers slots, that actually slides out, so that way your longer items can go all the way through to the front. Again, like paddle boards, kayaks, and longer fishing poles and things. And you do have a lot of smart storage, with your electrical outlets. You do have some extra cubbies here on the sides as well. And then over here, you do have a hookup there for an exterior shower. So if you are somewhere where your dog's feet got muddy, or you're trying to rinse the sand off you, you can do that too. The other cool thing I like about this motorhome is that you can connect your city water connection to the exterior. You don't have to run it through a door, or fill up your freshwater tank at night to have water for getting coffee ready in the morning, or taking a later night shower and washing your hands. That is down below here, yes. And then speaking of water, the other thing that's really cool, which Westfalia does, is they have a 38-gallon freshwater tank. So they are very efficient with how they're able to use the space and manufacture their own holding tanks. So you're going to get larger gray water capacity as well. And it does utilize the cassette potty, which is a little less than 5 gallons. Again, the flexibility, versatility, you start to see, the more time you spend inside. They also have a custom screen here with a much finer mesh, so it'll help keep out mosquitoes and no-see-ums and all that as well. Yeah, 30 amp electric right there. You have a tow hitch, and it has a 7-pin connector as well as a 4-flat connector there.
And it's certified for carrying, what, 5,000, 3,000?
The hitch itself, I believe, is rated for 3,500. Don't quote me on this, but I would say, if you try to stay less than 3,000, you're probably better off. And then as we kind of come to the side, a lot of the hookups are hidden very well. You'll probably notice some inspiration from Roadtrek with how they have everything hidden down below. And then there is the exhaust pipe for the Truma Combi. So this combination unit only has one very small exhaust port on the side. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but Truma is a very efficient way to not only combine your hot water, but also utilize your furnace. And then the non-pop-top version comes with the Truma air conditioner as well. So as you can see, the inside is just as exciting as some of the features we talked about outside. And there's a really, really cool European styling they do on the inside, which is very clean and neat. But you also notice a lot of LED accent lighting. By the way, it is all dimmable, which sometimes you don't really think about it when you're at an RV show, checking things out. But when in the real world, it's nice to be able to bring that down and have a nice environment for your eyes, and also try to keep some of the bugs away. On the inside here, we do have a pretty good galley space with a 2-burner cooktop and a stainless steel sink right there, so it's very easy to clean. And again, all of the cabinetry is actually made in-house at the factory in Ontario. So as soon as you enter within arm's reach, you have a battery disconnect switch, and then you also have a Firefly touchscreen system. So that way, literally right here, you have a master on and off switch for your lighting. You can very quickly identify how much you have in your holding tanks. You can look at your battery voltage. You also have your inverter on and off switch there, which by the way, it is a 3,000 watt inverter, and that allows you to run your rooftop air conditioner. That's also going to be supported by a 600 amp hour lithium package, which is installed underneath the chassis as well, with the solar panel and the underhood generator. In less than an hour, if your batteries are completely low, you can literally run the engine at idle. You don't actually have to do a high idle or take it out for an hour-long drive, where you can actually run that and get back up to full capacity. So again, you're off the grid, you're not reliant on a whole lot else of infrastructure at a campground, and you can be a lot more flexible in how you use it. Right below it, a feature that I really love is the fact that the refrigerator you can access from inside or outside. So if you're hanging out here under the awning, you have your picnic table, you're doing some cooking, and you want to reach and get a beverage, it's right here. I don't have to even step inside. The other cool thing about this refrigerator, it's the Vitrigio from Italy. And not only is it a 12-volt refrigerator, which can go from ambient temperature to nice and cold in like less than an hour, because it's 12-volt, it's compressor driven. But what's even cooler about this one is that the compressor is hidden in a different compartment on the other side of the galley. When what that means to you is that you have a full access inside your fridge, where a lot of the other 12-volt refrigerators will have a big bump in the bottom or the top where the compressor goes, which basically eats up a lot of space for your items. And then you also have a little freezer up here in the top. So moving forward with the rest of the galley, we do have a nice towel bar here, and you can also notice that all of your drawers have the soft close feature, and once it's closed, you can lock it there. So I know a lot of times from my experience where if you don't have that and you rely on the old school clasp system, if you have heavy pots and pans, when you take a sharp turn, sometimes those things can come flying out. This will help ensure that you don't have to worry about that as you're driving. Further back, we have another little cubby here. And as I was explaining to you earlier, the cooling unit for the refrigerator is actually located in this little hidden panel. So that right there is actually what's keeping your refrigerator cold. But it's easy to get to, it's easy to access if you ever need to service it. But again, we're not using all that wasted space inside the fridge. Now as we move into the bedroom, this has a very, very comfortable system, which actually uses these wood slats for your support. You can see that underneath here. And this is that same system that will slide forward to create all the room in the rear of the coach here. And then at nighttime, this right here is an extension piece that will go in to fill this gap, which will allow you, for your taller folks to, have a very comfortable place to sleep. And then it just pops right out.
So you can sleep on this bed either north to south or east to west?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's totally up to you. So again, depending on who's with you, how tall you are, what works for your lifestyle, you can definitely have that option to do either way. Yeah, I'd say the other cool features in the rear, you do have these nice storage spots. So if you want to put a book in there or your cell phone, you can do that. On both sides in the back, there's also 12-volt power outlets too, so you can put other devices in or charge your phone over there as well. And then at nighttime, you also can utilize your switches there for all of your lighting before you close your eyes. Right above here, we do have some overhead storage. You'll notice the nice hinge system they have to hold the door up for you. And again, they still have the same latch system, so once the door is shut, you lock it with that. And that goes all the way around the entire perimeter. So a lot of times when I'm RVing, I'll put some of the blankets and board games and things like that. I don't need a lot, hidden into the back area. But I'm not cluttering up my living space with the things I don't need every day. A lot of people really, really love the bathroom. I don't know if you saw it or not, but we actually do have a full-length mirror on the door on the outside. But on the inside, it's all molded fiberglass. Again, the storage is very, very well thought out. And then you can also get a little taste of the accent lighting, which goes in through to the upper compartments as well as the entire wall on the right-hand side. All right, so I'm saving one of my favorite features, the best for last here, and You know, when we were talking earlier about being able to sleep 5 to 6 people in a Class B motorhome, well, up until this feature, it was pretty much unheard of. This is a patented design, which is all, you know, very durable. It uses a lot of steel. It's very heavy, and it's also very safe. You know, again, we have the shoulder seat belts here for both of your passengers. Even has the tethers for the child seats. Couple step process. I'll show you how to set it up. Pull that release here. This comes forward. I do have a safety prop there. This will come backwards. And I'm certainly not making this look as easy as it should be, but there you go. So again, you have 2 full-size adults in the pop-top, 2 on the rear bed. You can do easily 2 children, a full adult, or 2, all in a 20-foot 9-inch Class B motorhome. Wow. Pretty cool, right? And right up here, we have our table stowed away. And then while we're here, before I put the table up, we do have another hidden compartment in the floor. So you can put all your special goodies in there. Make sure we get everything right here. All right. So again, we can sit here, we can play cards, have a drink, have a meal. You can do work. There's a outlet conveniently placed right here on the side. And there's another one up in the corner over there. And then this will also flip forward and slide around, so this person can have a little space as well.
And I also found a secret space here. I have an extension table, not much, but definitely added value to counter space.
Yeah, you can never have enough, right?
There's another storage, I think, here.
Yep.
Wow, storage, storage, storage. Beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of storage, a lot of lighting, and it's very comfortable. You know, the seats actually are a real leather surface. It's not just a cheap vinyl. And obviously they have the old school Westfalia Compass logo embroidered in there, headrests, which is a nice touch as well. But let me show you up top. Cool, so our ladder's set in place. A lot of people really love the telescoping ladder because, you know, once you do have it compacted all the way, it doesn't take up much space. And, you know, again, we're all about trying to be efficient here, as you can see in a lot of the design. So that's just another one of those things that is going to make your experience that much better. But as you come up top, a couple things I'll point out before you do. You'll notice it has a really nice LED strip light that runs through the center. We do have, you know, windows all the way around. There's also a little cubby in the top, you know, if you want a spot to maybe put your shoes or a cell phone or any other gear, you have that as well. And there's also a USB port for getting your accessories charged up.
And a hatch.
And it's not too often either that you're going to find an air vent in a pop-top. That's also kind of unheard of. So the cool thing is that when the pop-top is down, you still have a air vent. You also have the natural light coming in, just like the other Skylight model. This one here is available today.
Today?
Yes, sir. Okay. So, but yeah, this is a 2025 product, and it is on the newer chassis, which again have all the safety features. You know, they chose to do the best of the best. You know, they didn't buy a bunch of old chassis to build upon. So you are getting the latest and the freshest of the fresh. And there is another model if the pop-top is something that really doesn't suit you or you don't think you would ever need. Again, the standard Wave model has a slightly larger skylight. It's pretty cool. It has some LED lights around that as well. And it has a nightshade and a bug screen, but you can get some more natural air, natural light in through that way as well. And you'll still get the same, you know, jump seat there. So, you know, if you're thinking, all right, well, maybe sometimes we might have, you know, a third or fourth person, you can still, you know, take care of them and have them a comfortable place to sleep. Otherwise, you know, the pop-top might be the better option, you know, if you think you might have a few extra friends. And once they see it, you might have even new friends coming along with you. The other cool thing with these Westfalia vans is the choice is really simple. You can either do a Wave pop-top or a Wave skylight. Other than the black exterior package, which would option in black wheels and a black grille. The only choice you really have to make is the color. You know, they have the Spitfire orange, you know, white, ruby red, charcoal gray, granite gray, just to name a few. Really should be kind of something for everybody.
And all those windows are opening, and they're all double pane acrylic windows, so that's insulated.
That is correct, yes. They are all dual pane acrylic windows, and they have the, you know, the bug screen shade, and then they also have the blackout Dracula shade, I like to call it, for, you know, those of you that like to have it pitch black at night. That's all standard features. They have a lot of standard things in here. You know, when I was talking to you earlier, you know, about lithium and inverter, you know, on the chassis and so forth, that's all standard. So they've basically done all the thinking for you. They've done all the math. They know what works well and what works right. You know, a lot of the engineers, you know, not only come from Rapido over in France, which is their parent company, but there's many, many years of brilliant people on the Roadtrek side of the class being you know, put into this motorhome. So again, you don't have a whole lot of options. All you got to do is figure out if you want a pop top or a skylight on the roof, and then figure out what color suits you best. Otherwise, they got the rest covered for you.
If any of my audience would like to get themselves into a Westfalia, where do they go? Where do they find you?
Great question. So BeckleysRVs.com, that's BeckleysRVs. We have all of our inventory on there. We update it daily. Again, we're a proud partner with Westfalia. So at any given time, I do my best to have both a pop top and a skylight model in stock. Worst case scenario, you know, if you don't like the color I have, or if I don't have exactly what you want, we can certainly put an order in for you. We also get all of our Westfalia's flatbed trucked into our facility. So when they show up, you know, they'll definitely have usually less than 100 miles on them.
Well, thank you for watching this little tour of the Westfalia Wave. Thank you, Dan, for showing us this amazing D-van. If you liked it, subscribe, like, comment below, and see you on the next one. Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Isaac with Where Are We Going at 2025 Tampa Super RV Show, and I have something really special this time. It's the Noovo Lite by Noovo Vans from Las Vegas. They are here with Maggie, their Director of Marketing, and superstars Hillary and Bob, the Van Kaskis. And if you don't know them, it's time to go to their channel. Their channel is full of fun and entertainment and a lot of useful information. So before any delays, let's start the show.
Hi, I'm Maggie with Noovo, and I'm here today to show you more about our 2024 Noovo Lite camper van. We're here at the Tampa RV Super Show. We're actually camping right outside the show, so something a little bit different for you guys familiar with the space. And this is actually going to be our original model build for Noovo. So this is going to be on a 3500 extended 159 Ram ProMaster chassis. It's a little over 20 feet long, has a width of around 7 feet and a height that gives a little bit over 6'2" when you're inside. Many of you might be familiar with our Noovo Plus model, which has the record-breaking, only found at Noovo 7-foot interior. So this one's going to be a little bit smaller of a layout than what you're used to. Nonetheless, still super excited to get to show you guys what's inside. Just starting with the basics, you're going to have a standard running board to help you get inside. We have this wonderful and very convenient magnetic drop-down table that allows you to have space outside to eat, cook, enjoy being outdoors, which really is what the intention of our models are meant to do. And something that I think is super awesome to point out too is going to be the outlet found underneath, allowing you to plug in let's say another cooktop if you want more than the single induction that's found here, or a speaker. I love to charge my electronics out here. And if you find the appropriate seat, I love putting a little camp chair out and working remotely with my Starlink when I have the opportunity to do so. Putting this back up. Entering inside of the van, we're going to find the galley and kitchen space. On the side of these rounded cabinets and cabinetry, which also, by the way, is a Noovo staple. We're very proud and well known to have these gorgeous European rounded corners and finishes throughout the entire van. It's actually my favorite feature of most of our models. You're going to have convenient lighting for the entire front of the van found here on the side of the vehicle. We have a single induction cooktop found on our Corian countertop. You have a very deep sink, which I don't know if you can get a close-up. It's a little dirty because we have people living in this one currently. And that actually comes standard with a UV filtered water faucet, so you don't have to worry about bringing clean drinking water with you on the road anymore. You simply pull it from your freshwater tanks. This vehicle specifically, the Noovo Lite model, has 40-gallon freshwater tanks, 40-gallon gray water tanks, and has a Rixson heating system in it to where you can have hot water on demand wherever you are. Speaking of water, another great thing that we love to use the Rixson heating system for is going to be our indoor shower and wet bath area. This features a cassette toilet system and then of course a removable shower that you can use whenever you please. There is 2 built-in towel hooks for you to keep your towels hanging and dry. And then, of course, we'll have a dome fan light in all of our bathrooms. Let's see if I can turn this on for you. Ta-da! I believe that's the Air Max brand. We also are going to have our Air Max fan system up here. This can blow in or out depending on if you need ventilation or fresh air. And that's meant to complement the Dometic AC system, which is 12 volt. And that will be over the rear of the van where the bed is, and I'll show you that in a second. Going back to the cabinets and storage in this van, something that I think is really surprising for a lot of people when they think about being in a camper van full time is, where am I going to put all of my things? Having this rounded cabinetry actually gives you way more space than what you would initially think. This goes down into the cabinet space, so it's not just to look pleasing. It definitely has function and gives you a little bit more peace of mind when you're driving around that things aren't going to slide out, fly out. This is another outlet so you can charge electronics or plug in your Starlink system directly into the cabinets. That's something that our customers currently really love to do. And then of course, when things do go wrong or you need to make sure that maintenance is everywhere where it needs to be, we have this hidden cabinet for you to access the different water pipes, the heating system, which found underneath this seat right here, and our breaker box, which is in the back of the van. This Noovo model, the Noovo Lite, comes with 660 amp hour Lithionics battery systems. We build our vans to be 4-season friendly, so that includes the electric system. Lithionics batteries are actually very unique as they have very interesting technology, and again, I'm not a tech person, so if you're in the comments and you can explain this to me, I would be super curious. They have a self-heating technology inside of them to where if it drops under a certain temperature in the winter or if you're in colder climates, that will turn on and keep your battery hot to where you don't have to worry about the cold being the reason you can't get where you need to go. We also install DC-DC chargers in all of our vans, so if you turn on your van, you go for a short drive, that's another way for you to charge those Lithionics batteries. And we have 400 watts of solar on the roof to help you keep your appliances running. We like to tell people that you should think that that's something to keep your fridge on 24/7, kind of keep your appliances on go mode when you're out in dispersed camping or places that you wouldn't be plugged into shore power. With the 660 amp hour battery system, we like to tell people that gives you around 3 days of AC. Again, we use air conditioning as a good way to gauge where we're at with electricity as we're based in Las Vegas. So the desert heat is something that gets brought up as a question quite often. I think that another great feature of having the AC unit in these vans is the placement of them. I'm gonna sit down so you can see, but having the AC unit over the bed area gives you more direct access to that airflow to stay cooler in the summer months, while also creating a really nice path for the air to go from the max air fan to the Dometic. And then of course, when you have the doors open with the bug screens, that's another way that we like to keep things nice and chill in here when you're traveling long term. All of our cabinets and drawer systems are going to have these locking buttons to make sure when they're closed, nothing's going to be moving around when you're driving. Anyone who owns an RV or has spent an extended amount of time inside of a recreational vehicle knows that these things tend to rattle around and be quite loud while you're on the road. Noovo really prides itself in making this as quiet of a ride as we possibly can. So when we build the cabinets and the different pieces that go into these vehicles, we keep that in mind so that you're comfortable even when you're on the move. Most of our cabinets, if not all of them, are going to be very deep, as you can see by how much this is holding right here. This is a full-size pot we have for cooking, a first aid kit that's having no problem fitting inside, and that's not even the deepest of drawers. This will actually be the largest and deepest of the drawers that we have in our kitchen storage system. This would be normally where I would recommend storing your deepest pots and pans, and Hillary's actually using it currently for her overnight bag. So great showcase of how much can fit there. Under the sink, we'll have a very small trash can and access to all of the important maintenance pieces for the sink system. Just for this trip, you can see we also have a coffee maker down here and more water storage while we're at the show. And this might seem silly because how can you have a favorite storage place in a van? But I'm obsessed with our pantry. I think it's so clever. This can fit so much food. It's visually pleasing. And we actually built the size of this based off of one of our co-founders. His family owns a winery in France. So you may see videos of us filling these with wine. I promise Noovo travels with other things too. It's not just used for wine. This can probably fit anything that you would need for cooking. Most of our customers do use this for their food storage, but I've seen people put travel supplies, electronics, really just camping necessities if you're not planning on being on the road for long periods. It's very versatile in what you can fit in there and how you can use it. You're going to find 3 more drawers underneath the pantry, a Vitrifrigo fridge. I don't know if I'm able to open this all the way with where I'm standing, but there's also a little freezer space in here. And then of course, a microwave found right on top of that. Above the entrance of the van is where you're going to find the controls for the entire vehicle. On the right side is going to be everything that is connected to temperature, the hot water furnace, the hot water and the furnace, since they're both attached to the Rixson system. I love the system because you have the capability to set the temperature, turn it on, and when you come back to the van, you can be guaranteed that it's going to be at that place. That being said, if it's 120 degrees outside and you set this to 64, there are going to be limitations, but it is really convenient to set it and forget it, is kind of what I like to say, especially when you're traveling, in the fall. I actually had the opportunity to stay in a Noovo Lite outside of Lake Tahoe in September, and I got to learn firsthand why it's so important to know how to use the heater, because if you don't, it's really cold. On the left side, you're going to have your Victron Energy power system. This is going to show you what is basically everything that's going in the van. It has your fresh water tank. It has what energy is coming in, what energy is going out. We're connected to shore power here, so you can see that on the left side. This is your AC load and basically what's being used for, but you can see here, based off of everything that's pulling, and this is also because we're on shore power, we're at 99% battery. So if we weren't plugged into shore and using all the features that we're using currently, they've been parked here for 2 days now. I would estimate that would probably be closer to 70%. Again, they're not really using a lot of the functions in this van. We're spending a lot more time in the show than we are hanging out in here. But in general, the appliances rarely use the amount of energy that you think that they would. The lighting in this van, there are 2 different central lighting systems that we like to use. So we have the ceiling lighting, and then we have the recessed LED lighting that you can find on the dinette side, and then also on the kitchen galley side. I love this recessed lighting in the evening. It makes it so warm and cozy in here, and I really love that you can decide to turn on either or to kind of change what mood you're in and give you more or less lighting depending on the time of day and where you're camping. Our interiors are very light, bright, and open. We really want to bring as much light into here as we possibly can, and that also ties into our windows. All of our Noovo models are going to have Eurovision windows, awning style. So if you would like to use these windows and it's raining outside, the rain will roll off and not be inside of the vehicle with you. They also come with privacy screens, which are clip-on to the other side of the bug screen. And we did get a lot of feedback on that these should be switched around. So if that's something that would be an interest of you buying this van, we are happy to put the privacy screen on the bottom instead of the bug screen. It's all about personal preference and how you're going to use the van. You'll have one window here in the dinette space. There is another large window on the door of the van, which is also awning style, and then a third large window on the bed that you can use for, I like to put my feet that way when I'm staying in the van. But the Van Caskies, you'll see, because of where they're parked, actually had to do it a little backwards for this show when we look at the bed. I love the dinette space in the Noovo Lite because it's cozy. It gives you enough space to where if you wanted to eat or work, it's more than comfortable for 2 people. But if you were to have a guest or need a little extra space for cooking, chopping your vegetables, it does have this adjustable swivel table, which gives you even more table space to be able to cook, eat, play. This is huge when you're using it in real life. We love to use this as a team when we're working remotely, and it is very easy to use. There's a little latch underneath here that you pull open, and then you can spin it either way as much as you please. This table is also super easy to move around, so you can access the built-in storage units there. And then we also have hidden storage in the floor. So I'm gonna switch hands so I don't drop this on my head. People love to use this for their pet supplies, their extra pairs of shoes. It's a small storage space, but it's really convenient for those things that you maybe wouldn't want laying around everywhere when you're setting up camp for full-time travel. So we're not going to go through the entire process for this video, but this is on a slider, which I don't know if you can see that. You slide the table out. This leg is removable, and then it attaches to the lower slider instead. And this becomes a small twin-size bed. I would not recommend this vehicle for travelers that are intending to travel with 3 people full-time. I think this is much better for solo travelers or couples looking to get into the camper van space. But if you had a guest, there is room to sleep 3 people, and we can put a lap belt as well into the booth seating of the dinette. One feature I love about this specific Noovo Lite is you'll see it has drop-down bug nets on the sliding door and the back door of the van. These allow you to be parked anywhere and not have little buggies getting in here, but still enjoying all of the outdoor space. This specific model has so many different zippers and magnets to where you can open it from the middle, you can open it from the sides. We have additional attachments that you can decide to trade out that have clear vinyl plastic instead of the traditional bug net material. And those are also better in cold weather if you were doing some camping, maybe like fall. I wouldn't recommend them all the way for winter, but I love having this feature and keeping the doors open. So this is a carefree awning system. On the inside, there is a very simple on and off switch and then an extend retract. Something I love about this system is if it starts to get too windy, it will actually retract on its own before any damage is done to the vehicle or to the awning. You have complete control over how far you want this to go out or not go out. You simply let go of the button and it'll stop wherever you tell it to. It's really nice to be hands-free though with something like this. It's going fantastic. As you'll see in the video, a lot of our vehicles, if not all of them, will come standard with window covers. The ones you're being shown specifically have insulation on them. So not only are they going to give you privacy, but they're also going to keep in the air conditioning or the heating, depending on what you're using to stay comfortable while you're in the van. All of our models are going to feature a standard RV queen size mattress. This one has a fixed bed. As I mentioned earlier in the video, normally we would recommend you put your pillows on this side in this little cutout area and your feet by the window, but because this isn't very level of a spot for them to be staying on, they switch things around. The bed is going to have cabinets on both sides, so you'll have dual cabinets at your feet and at your pillow side. It's funny doing it backwards, it's throwing me off a little bit, as well as dedicated lighting, the recessed lighting, which I love, and outlets. So this is the switch for the lighting, by the way. And then you have built-in phone charging outlets, or I guess you could use it USB outlets for anything that you wanted to charge, and your standard outlets that you would find in a home. When looking at a lot of the finishes with Noovo, they're done very intentionally to replicate the feelings that you would get in a real home. Obviously, this is a much smaller space, but everything is done to make you feel that same cozy feeling that when you get back from a long day. Most of our customers spend over 150 days in the van on average. So many of the people who are using these vehicles are truly full-timers, at least in our book. And it takes a lot to make sure a space is comfortable for extended periods of time. Little things like having regular outlets and access to charging points conveniently can make a huge difference after a long day on the road. I'm actually going to duck down here. Another favorite thing about this model is going to be the garage space. There's a tiny little door which separates the living area from the garage. Normally, if there weren't shoes and things, I would crawl through this little door to show you just how much space is in here. Please take my word for it. You can fit so much stuff in this box. Actually, shout out to another YouTube channel, Happy to Be Here. They live in a Noovo Lite full time, and they did a video showcasing pulling out all the stuff that they keep in their van and then repacking it. I felt like I was watching a magic trick, the amount of stuff that they had in the back of the vehicle. I was so impressed. And I think that even this little space, you'll notice there is dedicated lighting back here. So when you need to access your water systems and also your lithionics batteries, that's going to be on either side of the vehicle. So I'm just gonna crawl a little in here just to showcase a little bit. I think that having wires and electrical systems that are easy to access and troubleshoot if you ever do have issues arise is such a luxury. And I'm constantly impressed with the way that the team builds out our Victron Energy and Lithionics battery systems. We are there to help you if you have issues arise, but giving you the confidence to be able to find things on your own is a seriously underrated perk of having a well-designed vehicle. Yeah, I was gonna say, you can totally feel free to open that up.
Looks great. Such clean and immaculate job.
It's super interesting, and also I think one of the coolest part, I love that I'm just sitting in this little door. I'm actually gonna just keep crawling through, I think.
Serious?
Yep, here we go. Whoa, here we go. I'm coming out. Ah! I feel like I'm being born or something. Ah! Okay.
This is how much fun we have.
Okay. I keep things interesting here. Wow, what space. No, I completely agree, and actually something that I think is so fun, if you are able to come to our headquarters in Las Vegas and do a manufacturing line tour, in our electric part of the line build, we have a pre-built electrical system of what it would look like in the van if you didn't have this wall here. So it gives customers the chance to really see what the batteries look like, the wiring, how we build it, get hands-on with it and ask questions before we even get to the part where we show you what it looks like once it's finished. It's really important to us to be transparent about the materials that we're using and the way that we're building these vehicles, because we believe that they should last you as long as your adventures do, and hopefully that's forever or until you choose, a new home for yourself. So I always recommend, if you can, come and see the whole process. We love having people at the headquarters and really showing what goes into making these incredible vehicles. Since I'm already back here, I'll point out this is our outdoor shower system. So as I mentioned, all of your water systems and things are going to be housed in here. We have a lot of stuff kind of hiding in here while we do the video. But this is actually where the shower head would normally live. You would attach it via a little tube here and then do whatever you needed with it. This controls if it's hot or cold water, how much is coming out at any given moment. And this has a pretty steady stream on it. Another thing that I didn't mention when we were in the front of the van, the kitchen sink is also detachable, so you can use that as an outdoor shower as well from the front of the van. Really, you've got lots of access to water wherever you go in this vehicle.
What are those panels that I'm seeing? Oh, storage.
Yes, yeah, this is very little storage, it's very small, and I'm not sure if this is standard in all of our units or not. You will notice that with every Noovo that you look at, there might be small touches that you've never seen before. Many of our customers like to make these vehicles their own, even if it is in small ways, like a little side hidden storage area. But this is also, normally you could access the water from here too. So they're always changing things with Noovo. I'm constantly impressed with their ability to follow feedback and make these vehicles better for people. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I know that was a really quick run through on everything in this vehicle. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the Noovo team directly. Our website is noovolife.com. My name is Maggie. Again, you can say I sent you. And I'm so excited to hopefully be meeting some of you soon and sharing more about Noovo in the future. We love this channel and we are so excited to get to work with Isaac in 2025.
Thank you so much, Maggie, and see you on the road.
Bye!
Hey guys, welcome to the channel. 2025 Tampa Super RV Show, and I think I found you the cheapest Class B van can possibly find here at the show. So let's start the tour.
All right, hey everybody, my name is Dakota Simon. I'm the Southeast Regional Sales Rep for Thor Motor Coach on the B-Van product. We wanted to introduce to you a totally new segment to our B-Van lineup that we offer at Thor Motor Coach. This is the Freedom Elite 17D. The reason why we wanted to introduce this is to hit the price point. You're going to see it right here. It's retailing at $79.9 here at the Tampa Super Show. A really great opportunity for somebody who may have the want or the need to do a DIY style van, but we've already done that for you. There are a lot of things that you can add to this piece to make it more into a motorhome or less of a motorhome and more of a DIY van as you please. So we're really giving you the open canvas here in the motorhome space, in the B-Van space, in terms of an entry-level piece. So again, this is the Freedom Elite 17D. It's on the Dodge ProMaster 1500 series chassis. It's 18 feet and some change, bumper to bumper. Okay, so this is the smallest B-Van that we produce, along with a couple of other variants on this same chassis here. So the reason why we're able to hit this $79.9 price point again is because we're giving you an open canvas here, okay? So I'm gonna open the front doors so you can kind of get a view of what we do here. Regular Dodge ProMaster front end here. Both of those seats swivel, which is really nice, so it gives you the convenience. You can make a little bit of a living space in here as well. This B-Van is a little bit different than anything else that we produce. You do have your 12-volt fridge here. One of the new things that we've introduced in this B-Van, standard 12-volt fridge here. This is your ceramic heater. This is a 1,000-watt heater right here, okay? You have a 3,000-watt inverter that helps you invert the power to heat the coach. So we're not doing a traditional, like a Truma Combi system that you would normally see on a B-Van from any manufacturer. This ceramic heater will be plenty enough to keep you warm in here as well. Traditional on-off switches, okay? So instead of a multiplex system, we're just giving you basic and easy to use tank heater, water pump switches here up front. You've got a nice countertop right here with a sink. There is a portable induction cooktop that comes with this coach as well. So we give you the countertop space, and then you're able to just utilize a portable induction when you want to, okay? In this living space, you have two seats right here. These also come into a bed. So you've got a little lagoon table that you can use right here. There are two slats that essentially come across and fit into these brackets that helps you put these cushions together to create a bed. So you can sleep somebody down here along with two people, preferably east to west, up here in the bed, which is really nice as well. We're using a fabric style interior wall that's stain resistant, which is really nice. Makes you kind of feel at home in here, right? And again, like I said, this is an open canvas, so we give you tracks for storage. We do provide a couple of storage bays for you. You can add and subtract these as you'd like. You can put two over here, whichever way you'd like to configure it, which makes it really easy to use and just really convenient for how you want to use the coach. A couple of other things on the interior. You do have the Max Air vent up here right above us. Fire alarm right here as well. You'll notice in the back that there's another vent, but there's no AC on this coach. We give you the choice to add or subtract an AC, a permanent AC, as you'd wish. There's also no generator on board. You do have battery options that you can put in with this. Again, there is a 3,000 watt inverter already in place. So we're giving you that 3,000 watt inverter to basically add or subtract anything that you'd like. Just on the same, along the same lines of what we do with the storage, you do have two vents in here as well. There is no propane on board. So again, this 1,000 watt heater can do that for you in the coach, but you can turn the heat on as you'd wish, heat your water as you wish, but again, there's no wet bath in here as well. So really a basic, simple, and easy to use B-Van at an incredibly good price point for a customer who was maybe thinking about buying a bare chassis and just building something themselves. We've done that for you here, right? And we've given you that head start to save you time and in the long run, probably save you money.
Is there any solar panels or?
Good question. There is solar prep. So a standard motorhome from us in the B-Van space would come with a 200 watt solar panel. This one does not. You can buy one after the fact, just the same as you can do with an air conditioner.
Okay. Yeah. And for the battery options, you mentioned you have battery options. So what are those?
Yeah. So
what does it come with?
Yeah, with your 3,000 watt inverter, you can add lithium batteries if you'd like. There are standard AGM batteries on board to run little things like these lights that go up and down the coach, or the little lights up under here as well. So again, we're kind of giving you those options. You can bring along a portable generator that you can plug into the 30 amp service outside as well. Yeah, 100%. A little Honda, whatever you may want to power the coach. So we're giving you that option as well. You can do any of those as you wish.
Because I already see that you have the
the
charge controller.
Right. Here's the charge controller. This is for the that's reading through that 3,000 watt inverter from Go Power. So we give you that up here as well, and any other entities that you need to add. You can put the control panels up here if you want to wire them in. Again, totally open canvas.
So no toilet, no shower.
There is a toilet on board, yes.
Oh, there is?
Yep, there is. So we give you a little bit of a portable toilet up underneath here. It's under this space right here, so there's levers for you, and then there is just a portable toilet right here as well. Yep. So we give you that option. So you can plug in a 12-volt induction cooktop here. That should come with the coach. But we give you this open space because not everybody wants to cook inside. Freedom Elite 17D, ready to go. The 25 model year, 24 model year chassis from Dodge. It's the most cost-effective B van on the market, and it's a great way. Like I said, if you're thinking about getting into this, this is the way to do it.
So just like Dakota explained, this heater, the ceramic heater, is 1,000 watt that you can actually remove and use it anywhere you want. It is sitting there on a sliding table like so, and this way you can bring it out and turn it to the front, to the back, and use it with the 3,000 watts inverter. So this takes 1,000 watts and it tucks away just like so. And I wanted to show you the 12 volt refrigerator with a freezer. Here you have the drawer that hosts your induction cooktop, the sink, faucet, open cabinets above for storage, just like Dakota mentioned earlier. Those are your nice, huge, soft cabinets for your belongings, and there's two of them. Nice insulated windows here, and the covers, really nice, comfortable, full-size bed. I can tell that it's full size, and very nice, sturdy, like firm, I should say, mattress. You have these LED lights going all through the ceiling, this nice shiplap ceiling, MaxxAir fan up here, the inverter controller here. Really nice. You got hooks. You have this dinette area with the lagoon table, so you can have two people sit here, and the lagoon table just comes around, and you can dine and connect this to use the cushions and have space for another person to sleep. A little cubby over there, you can put your shoes or maybe space for your cat, and its litter box. Open garage for your storage, everything that you might be bringing. I see hinges here, so I'm assuming there is some sort of an opening that would have access to the larger items in case you need to bring them. So that is a possibility to do. Here underneath the sink we have storage with adjustable shelves. Tank heater on, water heater on, water pump on. More windows here. Opening what we call storage space, the pizza oven storage space right above the cab. Beautiful Ram ProMaster chassis with all its bells and whistles. What else? I mean, outside we have a little table here so that if you're sitting outside or you're sitting here or if you're hanging out, you can utilize this to put your belongings on, maybe your beer, your Coke, and the Freedom Elite by Thor. And here is the garage space. Let's see what is hiding behind this. This is your water tank and your water pump. And on the opposite side, I have another compartment here. And that's your Xantrax 3000 watt inverter. And yes, you see the struts, there is on both sides. So I assume that this lifts up like so if you want to bring and need space for bigger items. So this could be even like your everyday vehicle, and you can move with this, bring boxes, you can deliver courier services. And here is the latch, so that like when you're not needing the space, so that it actually secures it and keeps it safe. There's two of those. And there's a shower here as well, an exterior shower, and less than 80K, rear view camera. This is really, really cool. It's got the hitch, your city fill port, your 30 amp power, coaxial outlet. What else? If you're a beginner and if you want to start, perfect B-van to start your adventures with. Thor Freedom Elite 17D, $80,000 here at the Tampa RV Super Show 2025. Dakota, thank you so much for this quick tour.
Absolutely.
It's great. As you said, this is a beginner's van.
Yeah.
Weekend warrior.
Yeah.
Solo traveler. All the above. Grab one, hit the road.
Yeah.
Enjoy the adventures.
You don't have to have a plan when you leave home in this. That's the best thing about it. So you can hit the road and have your own fun.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, you know what to do. If you enjoyed this video, like and comment, subscribe to the channel. Help me grow this channel so I can bring you more content. And until the next time, see you on the road.